This time I'd like to call to order the West Baton Parish Council meeting for Thursday, August 13th, 2026. If anyone has any electronic devices on their possession, I'd ask you to please silence them at this time. For opening prayer, I'm gonna ask Mr. Christopher Murphy to come up to the podium and lead us in an opening prayer. And afterward, Mr. Joey Norman, would you mind reading us in the pledge after the prayer? Thank you, sir.
Good evening. Let's bow our heads. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, we come to you right now to say thank you, God. Thank you right now for this great council that has been present in front of us right now, God. Thank you for the leaders that we have in this great parish, oh Heavenly Father. And Father, thank you for who you are and what you have done for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Raise the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Mr. Joey. Appreciate that. Council all in attendance. All right, may the record show we have a quorum. Moving item 5, minutes approval. Approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of July 23rd, 2026. Everyone's had a chance to look over those minutes. I have a motion by Mr. Crowe, second by Mr. Hotar to approve the minutes of July 23rd, 2026. I'll go ahead and open the machines, vote for approval. Minutes are approved. Moving to item 6, consider any amendments to the agenda. Administration, we have none. Moving to item 7, Parish President's Report. Mr. Jason Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, council members. Just want to bring a couple items to your attention. Last week, I think it was last week, we actually had a local ITEP meeting. Again, that was the voting members or myself, Sheriff Bajon, and school board, Chandler, Dr. Smith. So we had 2 projects that came before us. One of them you probably remember because it came before us in 2023, and that's the Exxon Project Holly, is what they call it. Again, in 2023, when they came before us, the total investment amount was $100 million. It's more than doubled. The new total investment is $257.5 million that they've been investing here at the Loup plant here in Port Allen. Total sales tax are just outside of Port Allen. Total sales tax that's going to be generated for this project is $12,512,000. Total property tax over the next 20 years would be $15,810,000. So a sizable investment in West Baton Rouge Parish. This, as I mentioned, is going to expand ExxonMobil Lou's plant, the Proxima blend plant. That's part of it includes connection to rail spur, blend vessel, storage tanks, pipe racks, loading warehouses, etc. So again, Exxon's been a long-term partner here in West Baton Rouge Parish, and this will also help sustain their continued business here in West Baton Rouge Parish. So we're happy to, and it was unanimously recommended to the CNI board. As you guys know, it's voted on by the CNI board. All the local ITEP does is a recommendation. So we recommend it unanimously. The next project that came before us is called Project Fusion, which is Community Coffee LLC. As I mentioned to you guys at the last meeting, this is the old Conn's warehouse that generated a lot of conversations on what the building was going to be used for. Actually, Project Fusion Community Coffee LLC is going to be expanding their operation. Great company here in West Baton Rouge. Have been, over 100-year-old company. It's going to be a new coffee processing facility, 15,000 square foot building right next to what they currently have, and they're going to be doing manufacturing and distribution of over 50 million pounds of coffee out of those facilities. So we're real excited about that. Total investment for community coffee here in West Baton Rouge Parish is $50,810,000. Total sales tax generated will be $2,460,000, and total property tax will be $3,517,306 over 20 years. Both are two property taxes that are over 20 years. And then they'll be continuing to have property tax assessments going forward on a depreciated value as determined by the assessor. Total tax revenue just for these two entities over the next 20 years is approximately $34 million. But I want to be clear, that's $34 million to all taxing bodies in West Baton Rouge Parish. That's not $34 million that goes to West Baton Rouge Parish Council. It's all taxing bodies. So I want to be clear with that. A couple other things I want to mention. The West Side Shopping Extravaganza is Sunday at the Addis Community Center. If you purchase a VIP ticket, which I think they still have VIP tickets available, it's from 11 to 1. You get to get in early. And then the general admission tickets is you begin at between 1 and 4. And just say that Annie Claire has done a great job of actually promoting that. You probably, any of you guys on social media, she's been on local media news stations also promoting it. She's done a great job, and just encourage everybody to go out and support our local businesses here on the West Side. And then finally, I'll just close with this. He actually led us in prayer today, but congratulations to Chris Murphy, who was just recently won unopposed as a school board member here in West Baton Rouge Parish. So I just want to extend that congratulations to him.
Congratulations, Chris. Congratulations.
And with that, I'll open it up to any questions you guys may have. All right,
Good.
thank you.
Jason. I appreciate it. All right, moving to item 8, public comments. 15-minute time limit. Anyone from the public would like to come make a comment about anything? Anyone from the public? This is just, yeah. You coming up later, I think.
Okay.
Yes. All right, if I have none, we'll move forward. Move into item 9, communications with council members and or elected or appointed officials. Go ahead there, Mr. Chance.
All right, members of council, so financial update for you. So obviously these sheets starting with the general fund. This through the end of July, that's 15 of 26 pay periods. That puts you at about 58% as that target number. No big changes from the last one I gave you a couple months ago. It's trending in the exact same track that we were expecting and kind of what I presented on last time. So kind of sound very similar, but revenue is running above at 60% for 2026. Sales tax is about $100,000 more than it was this time last year, and tracking to be right at budget number, which is again identical to last year. We mirrored the numbers pretty close to 2025. Turn the page to the expenses for general fund. Your operating expenses are running under budget at 57%, so pretty much right at our number where we're expecting to be this year. Very similar to last year. The other page I give you is all the other major operating funds. That's this one right here. Again, going to sound very similar to the last presentation I gave you, but we're running above on our revenues. And then that 64% on the expenditures, again, is thrusted by $3.6 million of one-time capital outlay projects across 3 funds. So I did the math for you. If you take out the one-time expenditures, it puts you at like 55-ish% running. So happy to answer any question you may have about these, and if not, I know we got some other stuff on the agenda tonight. So that's all I got.
Good, Chance.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much. Anybody else, administration? Bill? Brandon? Good? All right, moving to item 10, public hearing on previously introduced ordinances. Item 8, an ordinance adopting an operating budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027, as published by the West Baton Rouge Parish Council on Aging. So this is a public hearing. I'm going to open up the public hearing at this time. Yes, ma'am, come on up.
Good afternoon. I am LaShandra Atkins with the West Baton Rouge Council on Aging. Before you, we have presented our 2026-2027 operating budget. Our federal funding, which comes through the Governor's Office of Elderly Affairs, we did, of course, receive additional funding through that contract with them through legislation. Capital area, we received a slight decrease in that as well. I did also partner with Chance, who gave me just an estimate amount as far as what our agency will be receiving due to the recent decrease at the $800,000. All of our program interest income, as well as the miscellaneous income, of course, remain the same. As far as our disbursements and expenditures, we suffered, of course, an increase, of course, in all of our salaries and fringe benefits. We are bringing on additional staffing. Some may know and or may not know that we did open a second location in the Urbanville area. So we're bringing on staffing for that, as well as due to the workload, we're going to be bringing additional staffing at our Port Allen location as well. We are seeking to hire outreach coordinator for the Urbanville location, of course, an accounting assistant or bookkeeper, and additional drivers as well. They are needed. As far as benefits, of course, we suffered an increase in all of our insurances across the board, from health insurance to vehicle insurance. We did bring on we have 2 new vans that we acquired through DOTD as well. Normal operating services that will fall as our daily operations, vehicle maintenance and insurances, of course, the 2 new vans. We are contracted for our meals through Trio Community. They do a lot of the catering services for nursing homes, schools, and of course agencies such as ours. So of course they increased our meals for, I think it was 3 or 4%. Was it like 3 or 4% across the board? That includes our home delivered meals that goes out to our homebound clients, as well as our congregate clients who we serve Monday through Friday at both the Urbanville and the Port Allen locations. Let's see, what else did we have? So we suffered that contract increase for our meals, as well as a few other of our unit cost services for the services that we provide to our seniors. We are seeking to increase additional programs to local seniors here in the area. Those would include, as we have discussed previously, as far as incontinence items, material aid, in-home, additional in-home services that we receive the calls that's needed that we're not necessarily providing through our contract with the state and federal agencies. And of course, we did a roof repair back in 2020, so we're currently having to redo and fix some other items that we're still having leakage issues with that roof repair. So we're having to redo that this fiscal year. We're wanting to do some building upgrades to our current location, and we're also is partnering with the local library here to do a project in the Urbanville location as well. So open for any questions.
Okay.
Mr. Denzel,
Yes, go on.
I'd like
Yeah,
I'd like to make a comment.
sure.
In this budget, there's a line item for $3.5 million
Yep.
for the capital outlay for the project, Urbanville project. It ain't gonna be $3.5 million. We put that number in there. We don't have any idea what it's gonna cost. But as an update, we've already met with the architect and we're moving forward. We had meetings scheduled. We're gonna be moving fast on this thing. So when we get to anywhere near the point where we can guess what this thing is really gonna be, we'll just amend the budget. It's you know, it threw a little bit of confusion in things, and for that I apologize. But it ain't gonna be $3.5 million if I'm there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, Dewey. All right, this is a public hearing. Anyone else from the public would like to speak on this item? Anyone from the public? If I have no one, I'm gonna close the public hearing. We may get you back up if we have some questions, because we may. So I'll open up discussion to the council.
I have a question about the $3.5 million. Do we have any idea of a projected cost? Basically a 50% projected cost, because the library should be sharing those.
Correct. We do not, but in this particular cost, we included not only just the construction of the facility, but the actual furniture and everything else that would be needed for that facility as well.
So, no.
Did y'all really just pick a number and put it in?
Yeah, just hold on.
We can get you a number if you want one. The way I would get it is I would call Matt and I'd say, Matt, I need a number. And he'll say, well, it's gonna be approximately this many square feet, and a building like that costs this much a square foot.
Right.
And then throw in another 15-20% for furniture and stuff like that. If you really want a number, I'll get you one. I can get you one tomorrow. But I don't want that number. I wanna wait till he gets a chance to actually lay out the building, so we'll have it. Because we don't wanna build a building bigger than we need or smaller than we need. So we wanna kind of have some kind of an idea, and this is not a complicated thing. It's a building with some kitchen stuff, and the most important thing is bingo, of course. And so we need to just lay it out, and he'll be able to come up. The architects have these charts where they know what the local area costs are. I can just call Kerry and tell him what we got if y'all really want to know. I'd say in another less than a month for sure.
Right.
So that's the best I can do.
Maybe you're gonna have to intervene in this too. Do we strike this line item, or do we approve it and then another one in this budget?
Strike it and amend it later.
Yes.
For the real number.
That's fine, if that's what y'all want to
Either
do.
way, you gotta come back.
Either way, you have to come back.
So,
Because we know this is not right.
does it matter?
Well, not yet. I think it would just be on however the vote is put forth. If the vote is put forth to approve subsequent to an amendment of that line item, you know,
Okay.
or, I think it's just gonna be however, whoever makes the motion.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too.
But I will say, I appreciate what y'all done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we asked y'all to do. I think it's a great project. I am a contractor. I know this is an elevated number, but that's, you know, we can approve it based on you come back and then the budget. And I think it's a great idea, but I will say, I do appreciate what y'all done to put this together. And we're definitely going in the right direction, because this is a very important program.
Thank you.
And I concur with this, Mr. Crowe. And I want to also say, the deed that y'all have done by going to Urbanville, and I think y'all got 40, 50 people there now?
Some days up to 60 or 70.
Up to 60 or 70, that's outstanding. And we really appreciate that. And I know we didn't have a great meeting last year, but y'all have really honed in on this, and we really do appreciate what y'all do. So I think we're in the right direction. And especially, you know, I know this hasn't really come out in public, but you all said it earlier, we're gonna do a joint with the
Yes.
library. And this is just a great opportunity for people on the farther North end of the parish. So we appreciate that. What's that?
You're ready or not?
That's why I said further. So, council, how y'all wanna go ahead and,
Yeah, I'll raise a motion to approve it, with the budget amendment at a later date.
At a later date?
Yeah.
that's good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashondra. Thanks, Tommy, and thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
When we know, we'll
Thank
come
you,
back.
Tom.
When we know, I'll give y'all a call, we'll come back.
Absolutely.
And you-
Appreciate y'all working with us on this. So I have a motion by Mr. Baton, second by Mr. Hotard to go ahead and approve this item with the understanding that y'all will come back and amend that line in near future. So if there's no other discussion amongst the council, I'm gonna open the machines, vote for approval. That motion passed. Thank y'all very much.
Okay.
Okay, moving to item 11, under new business. Item 8, consider approval of the change order number 2 for OCP reimbursement on Court Street sidewalk project, state project number H014944.6, Louisiana 76, multi-use path and sidewalks, phase 1. Go ahead there, Brandon.
Yeah, council, this is basically in the DOTD standard spec book where they allow the contractor to submit reimbursement for their OCP insurance, which is the owner contractor liability insurance. This is a May thing, so they can do it, they cannot. Contractor did that. So this is just the change order for that, and for the approval, it's $3,000 and some change, but that is explaining the change order. So it's allowed on any DOTD project. Like I said, they may submit it for reimbursement, so this is them doing it for our Court Street project.
All right, thank you, Brandon. So anyone from the public would like to speak on this item? If I have none, I have a motion by Mr. Gordon, second by Mr. Yeah, sure, I'm sorry.
Was this insurance part of the original scope of work? Was it required in the original?
Yeah, I mean, yes, the insurance is required. This is just a specific type of one that,
But was this specific type of insurance required? Just like I know the GL was, the workers' comp was this insurance is right, whatever this additional insurance required in the original scope of work? And the original boilerplate of the project, was this spelled out that this is required? Or is this an additional insurance that they had to get after the fact?
this is a additional insurance. Well, I mean, it's for the owner and the contractor liability. So I mean, it's required. It's just that sometimes they can submit for it and sometimes they can't. Yeah, they submitted for it.
I think they, I mean, this project's way over, to me, overpriced to start with. I'm not going to come back and ask us for additional breakdown on the future, for sure. But that's just me, though. I just wanted to know if this part of the original, when I get this job, do I know I have to have this in?
I mean, yeah.
Answer is yes. Okay. So again, I got a motion by Mr. Gordon, second by Mr. Joseph to approve, Mr. Gordon?
Yes.
All right.
And I guess the other thing I'll throw out as well, for the project, with this going through DOT and the program, it's a 80-20 split for construction, so we're only paying 20% of the insurance, if that, eases the heartburn. For all the change orders, I guess, going forward, it'd be that same split for us financially on the construction side.
All right. All right, again, so I have a motion by Mr. Gordon, second by Mr. Joseph to approve this item. I'm gonna go ahead and open the machines and vote for approval. That motion passed. Moving to item B, consider approval of the transfer of equipment for the attached list of radios purchased through the 2025 EMPG grant by the WBR Office of Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness and 911. Transfer said equipment to West Baton Rouge Parish Fire District Number 1. Go ahead, Chance.
Yep, so the list, obviously it states in there is in front of you. Here's all the radios. So EMPG should look familiar to you. It's in the budget every year that Dino's office submits for these grants through our LAPC fund. This was one of them that we spent on radios. And we're gonna be transferring these to the fire department. I'll also be coming back in a couple weeks to transfer some more to, I believe it's Addis PD and Port Allen PD. So this is through grant money.
All right, sounds good. Anyone from the public want to just comment on this item? I have no one, council. I have a motion by Mr. Baton, second by Mr. Walker to approve, Mr. Baton.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and open the machines, vote for approval. That motion passed.
Thank y'all.
Move into item 12, consider status report change order and or other matters as required on current projects. Item A, annual progress report on implementation of credited plan for WBR Parish Community Rating System annual recertification. Go ahead, Deborah.
Yep, so the report should be in your packets. This is the thing we must do annually for CRS Community Rating System. This is our program that gives the people within unincorporated parts of the parish discounts on their flood insurance by doing a bunch of things throughout the year. One of these things included on there, just listed some drainage projects that the drainage team has done lately. We also have some updated stuff of our drainage models and stuff like that on the south side of the parish. And then, for repetitive loss, which is another thing, I've been reaching out to GOSEP trying to get some projects in place and stuff for that. This is basically just going through our HMGB plan annually to y'all and just a report on that. So, if you have any questions, that's about the end of the report.
Just a report. All right, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Moving into item 13 under resolutions. Item A, resolution of the West Baton Rouge Parish Council approving issuance of bonds by the Capital Area Finance Authority pursuant to section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended. I guess, Mr. Jim, you gonna get us kicked off? Is that?
Yes, sir. Y'all asked me to come tonight and just talk about this as your bond advisor, financial advisor, municipal advisor who has a fiduciary responsibility to y'all protecting your best interest. My only comment on this resolution, and every resolution, because a lot of my other clients in the Florida, or the metro parishes, Ascension, Livingston, et cetera, get asked to adopt similar resolutions on a regular basis. In the past, I've had clients that have come back to me months later or a year later and say, hey, you know, that developer over there, so-and-so, who's got a bazillion dollars, he built this hotel, or not hotel, but apartment complex, and we found out later that he didn't have to pay sales taxes on the or on the construction materials that he used for it, and then he didn't have to pay property taxes for so many years on it. What's that about? I have no idea. And it turns out that somewhere the parish in this resolution or a similar resolution agreed to the bylaws or the covenants or whatever of the bond program. And deep down in there somewhere, they agreed to something called a pilot agreement, a payment in lieu of taxes. And what that means is the developer makes a payment to someone, not you, instead of paying sales taxes and property taxes. And I had a parish president pull out a thing one day and said, they're not paying any sales tax or property tax. I said, what is this? And I said, I have no idea. So my recommendation to President Manola, Philip years ago, Chance this year, Michelle, and to my other clients, Ascension, Livingston, et cetera, have been, I don't care if you adopt this or not. I'm not recommending it. I'm not recommending you don't adopt it. I'm recommending that if you do adopt something like this, that you stipulate you are not agreeing to any type of pilot agreement. I don't know if this resolution obligates y'all to that. I don't know how that works. I know very little about housing programs and housing bonds. My partner, Mr. Gordon King, is here. He represents the Louisiana Housing Corporation. He is probably one of the leading experts on housing programs in the state of Louisiana. We both have a fiduciary responsibility to you because our firm, Government Consultants, has represented y'all for over 20 years as your independent registered municipal advisor. So we have an obligation to tell you what is in your best interest, not our best interest. So I have nothing against this. I'm not advocating for it. I'm not advocating against it. And I'm not saying this resolution does that. I'm saying in the past I've gotten, not in trouble, but I've had a parish president and other people angry at me because they thought I had something to do with it because it has something to do with bonds. And you'll see it says, approving issuance of bonds. Well, usually in most of my clients from St. Tammany to Washington, West Baton Rouge, Plaquemine, St. Charles, you know, I'm the bond guy. So again, I have nothing against this. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. Just, I would suggest that you make it clear, and it may be unnecessary, but I would suggest you make it clear your intent is not to approve any sort of pilot agreement, payment in lieu of taxes. That's it.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for that information. Appreciate it. Anyone, I think y'all are here to speak on this. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. State your name for the record.
Kristen Delahousie. I'm the Director of Home Ownership Programs with Capillary Finance Authority. I'm glad he brought that up because I do want to make it very, very clear. This is a tax-exempt bond strictly for the down payment assistance programs. It cannot be used for anything else. It cannot be used for pilot programs. There's no language in the resolution that states that.
As a matter of fact, last time we actually put language in it to protect y'all as far as that.
Right. And so this is something that we were not doing in 2023. It was, there was an obstacle, and it may have been that. It may have been told to y'all that it could be used as a pilot. We were able to come in last year and clear all that up, and we were able to help 25 residents here in the parish. There is no risk to the parish. It only helps y'all. And it helps us, push our mission out. LHC has a mission to get people in a home. We have a mission. We have different guidelines. We have different lenders and I have a lender today that wants to get up and speak on our behalf. So I think for us to have more programs, especially when LHC was shut down for 8 weeks, there was no down payment assistance available. And so to have another, option, and it's good to have options. And that's all we're doing. We're trying to help the residents here. And we have 3 that have already locked. So basically, if this doesn't get approved, we're gonna have to, I don't know what's gonna happen, but, we just, if there's anything that y'all have any issues with, in the language in that resolution, please let me know. We can get you with our bond counsel, we can, we want you to be very comfortable with that, but I can assure you, there is absolutely no pilot programs that can be used with this bond. We would lose our Moody's rating. I mean, it's so strict on what we can use this for, and it's strictly down payment assistance.
Yeah, just a couple of questions
Mhm.
for the clarification. Any financial liability or obligation on the parish?
None,
Does it affect our debt or bonding capacity in any way?
none.
Okay. And can you tell me how West Baton Rouge Parish residents can participate or what benefits they get from it?
Yes, so, and just to, y'all know that West Baton Rouge is a part of our footprint, we're the capital area, but because of the tax code, we do have to ask permission, every municipality, even East Baton Rouge. So residents can get this, we do a lot of promotion, we do a lot of, education with our realtor partners. They can become certified realtors so that they are, to offer CAFA, to get the mission out. Our lenders promote it, and so if Christina or Kurt's here too, if they want to come up and speak to it, they can talk about how they get the message out to the clients. So there are restrictions, there's income limits, you have to have at least a 620 credit score, so just with any other program, there's always going to be restrictions. But they have to be a qualified borrower, and they have to be a first-time home borrower, and the definition of that is they cannot have had ownership in a property for the last 3 years. So
what do they receive? Do they get like assistance with
they get
costs?
4% for their down payment, their closing
4%?
costs, yeah. So and we do government, so if it's a FHA loan, they have to do 3.5%. They can take that other 0.5% and they can put it toward their closing costs. And we know right now, to be able to raise money in an interest rate environment right now, and the debt to income ratio and depleting your nest egg can be devastating to some people, because they move into a house, they've depleted everything, an air conditioner or something goes out. So, I mean, this program is really set up to help people get success and get into that home ownership. And I'd love for Christina to be able to talk on it.
Good morning. Good evening. My name is Christina Horay. I'm a 14-year resident of West Baton Rouge Parish. I'm a mortgage loan officer. I use CAPA, which is Capital Area Finance Authority, and I also use LHC. I use every program to help my clients become homeowners because I feel like homeownership is important to the community. It reduces the crime rate. People appreciate the area that they're in. They're gonna make sure that their neighbors are taken care of. I absolutely love everything that I do. I have an accounting background, but I came back to mortgages because I grew up in EBR. When I met my husband, it was hands down, we were moving to West Baton Rouge Parish to raise our kids. My in-laws allowed us to stay in a family home until we were ready to purchase our home. When we were ready to purchase our home, we were able to put $30,000 down. Every family does not have that opportunity, especially in this economy. With CAFA, they're able to do a 4% down payment. The requirements for the first home program is being a first time home, but they also have another program for others that are not first time homeowners, which is CAFA Platinum, and they can get anywhere between 3% and 5%. This money is, as long as they fulfill the term requirement, it's not repayable. It helps so many borrowers. With CAFA, 620 credit score. One big thing with CAFA is this program allows us as a lender to automatically approve it. So we have what is called delegation authority. So we can approve it as long as it meets program guidelines. We can use this program for FHA, new development, which is 100% financing. We can also pair it with VA. So for our debt, we're covering their down payment. With LHC, you have a 640 credit score. You do have the income restrictions, and that program, I love it, but it takes longer. So when you're doing time constraints, realtors are not wanting that time constraint. They want to know, hey, how fast can I close this loan? When I send out the pre-approval letters, it has the program name on there. So if they see that I can close this loan within 3 weeks versus 6 weeks, they're more enticed to accept my contract because I have a program that I can do delegation authority on. And I also have the option to do a manual. With LHC, you don't have the option to do a manual. But I love both programs because LHC has a 20% program. They all have a 4% down payment program. I recently closed, when I closed on August 6th, a single mother, 3 kids. She came from Parish. Originally, she would have had to bring $15,000 to close. She was able to bring $6,000 to close. And they offer a below market rate. So,
Go ahead.
okay, so we help homeowners. I go to the schools, I talk to the parents at the schools, I talk to the teachers. And honestly, for a child to see that their mom and dad brought a house, their joy is on their face, and they learn, they watch it, and when they become older, they want to be a homeowner, and they want to stay on the west side because it's the best side.
What's the income limit?
So it just depends. So if it's for capital first home, for a family size of 1 to 2, it is 92,000. For a family size of 3 or more, it's 103,000. For capital platinum, it's 130,000. So you have a little bit more of a higher income limitation. With LHC, it is 94,000 for a family size of 1 to 2, and it's about 103 for a family size of 3 or more.
Okay, thank you, we appreciate the information. I mean, this is the resolution, so, we're allowing y'all to speak so we can make sure we make the right decision. But, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I have no problem. Anything they said, I'm all for first-time homebuyer programs. I think I took advantage, I know I took advantage of one through the East Baton Rouge Parish Home Mortgage Authority 30 years ago when I bought my own house. I have no objection to this at all. I would just suggest that you offer a resolution or a motion contingent on the fact that in no way is the Parish Council agreeing to any kind of payment in lieu of taxes agreement. And apparently, for what they said, it doesn't, so they should have no issue with that.
Okay. All right, Council, y'all ready? Yeah, go ahead, Kristen, sure,
I'm
absolutely.
not sure who it's directed at, but is this regarding some emails that I received? Is this the same conversation about that? So I believe, is it Kristen? Ms. Kristen? That you indicated that you helped 25 residents in West Baton Rouge Parish. How many residents applied versus were able to be helped?
That is information that I wouldn't know. That's, when the lenders are the ones that are, I don't do any financing. I don't lend the money. So we work through it with our lending partners.
So how did you get the number that you?
Because when they lock it in the system, I can find out how many, and I can find out all the information from that portal. So when she goes in to lock that client, it goes into our portal system. But I don't know how many got, rejected, right.
Okay, and I believe that in a previous ordinance in 2025, that we agreed to 100 million. Does that go into a general fund? Because if we only had 25 people assisted in West Baton Rouge, where do the other funds go that ran out in May?
So the 100 million that we issued, we got the resolution to approve. It goes out in tranches, just like LHC. So we got 50 million that we did in July, and it ran out in May. So it's open to anybody that wants to. And so the reason why we did the 200 million is it just stops us from having to go back and, I was on the road, and trying to get everybody to get approval. So the 200 million will not be, we just got 50 million approved with the bond council in June or July.
And it's for the state. This is for the state. It's not just for West Baton Rouge. That's 100 million for the state of Baton Rouge for the parishes that participate.
Right.
And how many
State of- yeah.
participate?
Or the people that are we're outside of, we're in most parishes except Orleans and Jefferson. So it's for the state. But if there were more people that were doing it and got approved, and there's no limit, there's no allocation to each parish.
You don't have like a cap
No,
per package.
no. If y'all got to the table and got 100 million done, you got it. But the 200 million, the first 50 will be rolled out. We're rolling that out in next week. And then you know, if, we're all watching the interest rates. I mean, we weren't in a bond world for a long time, and then as interest rates rose, it just really was, we did, our other programs that Christina was talking about, the Platinum, they just weren't really producing anything, and it wasn't beneficial. So we went to issuing these bonds. And so let's say we're not, you know, in war with Iran and everything's good and great and the interest rates drop, we may not issue bonds. We might stop that. If we rolled out 200 million and then all of a sudden the rates drop drastically, we're holding on that bond, and that nobody wants to do that. So we will roll this out in tranches. So if we roll through this 50 million, we'll go back to the State Bond Commission, we'll request another 50 million, and we'll just keep doing that. But the program in 2023, we issued 40 million, and I think it took us a while to get it up and going. It took us a while to get the message out, the lenders to get signed up, but then once it did, it was gone. I mean, to go through 50 million in less than a year was, you know, it had a major impact, and we're proud of that work for sure. And any other questions?
One more question. Do you have a number roughly of how many lenders are advertising your program?
Oh, yeah, and it's all on our website, but I would say, I mean, you have a ton of lenders that will sign up for it, then you have a handful of lenders, and I say we probably have.
50, I would say at least 50 approved lenders.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, I
And
signed
they're
off on
vetted.
3 more
Lenders
today.
have to be vetted. We can not, you know, obviously there's measures in place because we have to make sure that we're safeguarding it as well. We want to put people in homes that can afford it. We don't want them to be house poor. And we have lenders that are vetted as well.
And they all have to do education. So as a first-time home buyer, it's a requirement for the tax-exempt bond that they do have to take a course. So they're being educated on what they're getting into.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. I'm just gonna ask, is it Mr. Gordon? You, sir? Is there any comment you'd just like to add? Because we're just trying to make sure we get as much information as we can get before we make a decision.
Just a couple of points, and as I told Michelle, I sent her a message the other day. I said the thing to do is, if you, first of all, did you do this last time? In other words, last time you had before, did you adopt the resolution? I think you probably did. And if so, why are we having this discussion about, you know, my recommendation, my not recommendation? The reason that I cannot recommend it is, I don't think Jim got into it. My firm serves as financial advisor, municipal advisor to the Louisiana Housing Corporation. And they are in competition, if you will, with CAFA. CAFA is started as a 9-parish area. They now do loans in 61 parishes. 61 parishes. If you want to know what the rub is, that's the rub. The state, Louisiana Housing Corporation, by state law is authorized to do affordable housing around the state, and they've morphed into their world. So that's why I couldn't recommend it. But again, you should look at what the rate is. They don't have a rate posted now. They don't have an MRB rate posted. They did 5 million at a 665. LAC rate is 650. And so again, look at the rate. Look at kick the tires. Look at all of the things that are out there. But again, that's why we couldn't recommend it. And again, it doesn't matter whether I recommend it or not. Like Jim said, you're going to vote. You've adopted the resolution before, but go ahead and do it. But look at that, and also look at what happens when they're out of the 50 million. For example, they're not issuing a MRB right now. They're selling bonds next Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, and they'll know what the rate is at that point. But again, right now they have no rate in terms of an MRB rate. But what happens at the end of this term when the 50 million runs out? Are they going to have a rate? LAC continues running nonstop because they've got sufficient wherewithal to do it. So again, I'm not bashing CAFA. My first house, East Baton Rouge Mortgage Finance. 1982, when rates were 13 to 14%. I was at 9 3/4 and praying to get that through East Baton Rouge Mortgage Finance. So again, that's what the rub is. It came up at the Louisiana State Bond Commission in July. The issue came up about the competition back and forth. And so it's going to continue to get worse before it gets better. So thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, I'm quite frankly, I'm not interested in any competition and don't participate and don't care. Neither one of my clients, and it doesn't matter to me. Mr. King got involved in this because I know very little about housing programs and bonds, and he has forgotten more than I will ever know. I'm sorry. Kristen knows more about housing bonds and probably has forgotten more than I will ever know. Not my ballywig. That is a very specialized niche market. I could care less about any of it. I love first-time home buyer programs. I think East Baton Rouge was y'all's predecessor, wasn't it? So I actually went through y'all's predecessor's first-time home buyer program myself. I love that idea. All I'm saying is I've been called in by a parish president, other people before in the past in my parishes and said, what in that is this? And as my recommendation stands, adopt the resolution y'all have in the past. Just put a caveat in it that we are in no way approving or implying we accept any sort of payment in lieu of taxes agreement. And as she
And that's
said,
all the
it doesn't. I got no problem.
No, not in this one. There was a language in the original.
There was back when we adopted it. I think we checked, yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for the information, council. Go ahead, Mr. Grove.
I think as council, as the council, we all are very interested in helping home buyers, period. First time, second time, whatever. The competition between one and the other, I mean, this is a country built on competition. We are, you know, we're diverse. I can build a house cheaper than you, and I get the job. You can do better than that. That's what that's the American. I don't think this is a program that costs any money, but it does cost money. It costs taxpayers money, but both programs do. Both bonds do, whether it be the state program or whether it be CAFA. I am all about helping the first-time home buyer buy a home, and based on that, the only question I would have is, of this 100 million that we approved in the past or whatever, what percentage of that money goes to something other than home buying homes? I mean,
100% goes to the down payment assistance.
it can't be 100% because there's employees and.
Oh, the fees, yeah, that was,
There's
I don't know
fees.
how to answer that question, yeah, I'm not
So,
sure.
I mean, that's when it
It's
becomes.
between 3 and 5%.
3 and 5%, okay.
That's when it becomes to, and what's the difference between CAFA and LEC? Same?
It's exactly the same. That's all regulated by the Internal Revenue, the State Bond Commission, the Securities and Exchange Commission.
So that to me, basically, that being said, it just makes another program to help the home buyer. Cost is the same both ways, money comes from the same place, it's just another program to help the home buyer. And based on that, I'm gonna raise the motion to approve.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I have a motion by Mr. Crowe, second by Mr. Lane, to approve this resolution, but we need
With the
to,
statement of no pilot,
no pilot.
That's not called.
absolutely no tax
It's just a
paid.
resolution, I don't know, Michelle, is something?
No,
I don't think it has it in there, because we
it
did,
doesn't
we took
state
it out,
anything.
yeah,
Wait,
Just why
there's
it's
no
important for
problem.
us to just clarify that.
yeah.
In the motion, we're gonna clarify that,
Make it part of our resolution.
make it part of the resolution.
You absolutely can, I mean, it can be manipulated and put in, I appreciate every.
All right. Okay, there's no other discussions, questions amongst council. I'm gonna open machines to vote for approval with the amended part about pilot included in the resolution. That resolution passed. Thank you all for your
Thank you
time.
very
Thank
much.
you, Mr. Jim, thank all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, moving to item 13B, resolution of the annual certification of compliance with the state of Louisiana off-system bridge replacement program. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, members of the council, this is something we have to get approved every year by you guys. It's a resolution for our bridge inspection program. In some cases, we had to do it more than one time last year because they kept amending the document, but this is something we ask for y'all to approve every year. It's our off-system bridge inspections.
Thank you, Phil. So I have a motion by Mr. Crew, second by Mr. Joseph, to approve this resolution. There's no other discussion amongst council, we'll vote the machines, vote for approval. That resolution passed. Moving to item 14, consider subdivision plats, condemnations, waivers, and matters related thereto. Item A, consider ratification of condemnation order for daily structure located at 1234 Reverend Manuel Street, Port Allen, Louisiana, 70767, file number 26-0036. Go ahead, Abraham.
Yep, council, I'll be presenting. Mallory sent pictures to Michelle because Ashley's out sick this week. But anyway, her and Mr. Craig went out and did an inspection. Everything was kind of had to be done outside because they could not find a way inside of the derelict structure. But you know, window frames were leaning and cracked, foundation issues, walls issues, stuff like that. You know, we had recommended this for demo. And been trying to get in contact with the property owner. But yeah, we are recommending this for demo.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have it, you have not talked to the owner?
We submitted a FedEx actually, and we went back on the website and they said that it was delivered Monday around lunchtime. But we were doing the certified mail and that was getting kicked back, so we did the FedEx route.
Brandon, our normal guidelines of what we normally go by for a derelict property or a demo of a derelict property is no doors, no windows, roof falling in. And this don't appear to need to be that. I mean, it's all boarded up or windows are in place, doors locked. Do we have complaints from surrounding people about this? Or?
I mean, we had a complaint for bringing this forward for demo, for condemnation.
I don't see, to me, I don't see this house needing to be demoed. Repaired maybe, but not demoed. And, yeah, it's ugly. Ain't no doubt about that. But, it's not a safety hazard. You couldn't get inside to see, but I mean, you can't get in it. It's not like anybody can go there and, just go in there and have a problem, a safety problem. It's not, so I don't think I agree with requiring a demo of that property. I'd like to see it repaired, I'd like to see it fixed up, but I don't think, it's got a lock on the door, the windows are all in place, the doors are in place, the roof is intact, it's not falling in.
I have a question. Who's the homeowner, Brandon? You said that they received it on Monday at noon and you FedExed it?
Yeah, we I think it's on another piece of paper.
I was looking for it on here and I didn't see it, and I must have overlooked it.
Yeah, let me grab our folder. A Miss Luella Parker.
I see it,
Yeah, somebody living there?
So when the FedEx guy actually called the office Monday and said that he had went by the past like 3 days or whatever, and nobody was there to sign off on it or anything. I guess.
Was that where he delivered the letter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone's got to live. That's what where is that gonna be?
Let me see. So let me correct my. So the certified mail was sent to 1218 Reverend Manuel. I believe this is 1234.
I guess is what I'm gonna ask, can we give an extension until we can maybe?
I'd like to make contact with the owner.
Yeah, that's
Given
what I'm
the,
getting at.
given the not completely terrible condition that it's in.
Right, just,
I'd like to make contact with the owner, or at least try to make contact with the owner before
Right.
we
Yeah.
decide to use
Right.
it.
Exactly.
Demo it. I mean,
exactly.
Alex is right, it's ugly, it doesn't look good, but it's not like it's falling down.
If we can
Roof
contact,
caving in,
if we
we
can
get those
contact
guys.
the owner of, what was
It's
the
just
other
gonna
address
demo
on
it.
Bremerman?
1218.
If we can contact the owner of that address,
Okay.
if they're correlated.
Yeah.
And maybe figure out who we need to talk to about this structure.
Yeah.
Here, the meter still looks good.
Yeah, can you scroll down, Brandon, or,
Don't look like
Michelle?
it.
Michelle?
Scroll down, Michelle.
To the right side elevation. Right side house elevation. Right there.
There you go. Don't look like there's a meter.
Yeah, so that was the other thing that Mr. Craig noted is that the water meter and gas meter are off.
So if you does, you could basically order it to be locked and closed for safety requirements and stuff, that is part of our condemnation as well.
It appears that it is, the windows are.
I know, but what I'm saying is instead of totally not doing it out, the inspector can go out and make sure they totally board everything up and, because he did say there were some broken windows and stuff, you can't really tell from some of these pictures,
That's right.
but instead of it being condemned on that form you have in front of you, you can have it fully secured from entry, that is an option. On the,
Fully secured, removable property.
yeah, fully secure from the entry, all doors and windows, removed from property or demolished. Three options on.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and it's also if we can actually gain access to the inside just for test the structure purposes, if it's structurally sound and, yeah. So we give it a period of time for us to actually do an assessment of the inside structure too.
That's fine. Good sir. You wanna do that? That's what I was gonna think. Why don't we just, we'll leave the resolution, I'll go ahead and take it.
Whose district is this? I apologize.
Mine,
Carries.
I'll go ahead and raise a motion that we go ahead
Before you reach out to the constituent or something.
and table this 30 days, reach out to the owner and see if we can make sure it's secured up, locked up.
Okay.
And we'll take it up, see what y'all can get done on that.
Okay.
30 days. Okay, so motion by Mr. Distel, second by Mr. Walker to go ahead and just table this for 30 days and allow that process to take place as stated. So if there's no other. So I'll go ahead and open the machines to vote to table this for 30 days. That motion passed. Moving to item 15, introduction of ordinances, Mr. Shea.
An ordinance to amend and reenact the West Baton Rouge Parish Code of Ordinances, Part 2, General Code of Ordinances, Chapter 34, Garbage, Trash, and Refuse, Article 1, and General Section 34-1, Garbage Pickup, and Section 34-2, Garbage Collection Service, Parts Deposit. Public hearing date, August 27, 2026.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Moving to item 16, hotel motel permits, public hearing. This will be a public hearing on each item. Item A, Oyo Hotel, Port Allen, Louisiana, I-10 West, 821 Lobdell Highway, Port Allen, Louisiana, 70767, owned by Property Investments LLC, appearing for operating without valid permit for West Baton Rouge Parish Ordinance Section 50-130 and Ordinance 12 of 2026, and requesting permit issuance for new application requests. So this is a public hearing. I'm gonna open up that public hearing this time. Go ahead there, gentlemen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
This was a mistake.
Pull up my data.
Okay, I was on vacation. Meanwhile, this was supposed to be done.
Okay.
And my assistant is here, and this was kind of like a mistake.
Okay.
It has been done every time, but this time we just didn't do it. So I'd rather to fix it. How can we fix it?
Okay.
May I?
Yes, sir, gentlemen, go ahead. Yes, sir, go ahead. State your name for the record so we have it on there.
Craig Thibodeau.
Greg Thibodeau. Okay.
Thibodeau with a K.
Okay.
I took over bookkeeping for the property in March when I received the late notice. I did speak with the council clerk regarding trying to get any late fees, everything taken care of. I did send everything by mail. It was never received. When we received the second notice that we did have to appear for the hearing, I did reach back out to the clerk and asked, what do we need to do to take care of this? I made sure all of our paperwork was completed. She does have it on file. We're just trying to get our permit reinstated. Like he said, it slipped through our timeline. He was on vacation and I didn't take over the books till March, so it kind of just got missed.
All right, so this being a public hearing, anyone else from the public would like to speak on this item? Anyone else from the public? I have no one. I'm going to close the public hearing and then get you gentlemen up if we've got some questions from the council. So I'm going to close the public hearing, open up discussion to the council. Ms. Kanzer?
Sure. So as you're aware, we have the ordinance regarding hotel and motel registration. For last year, they would have had to renew their permit by December 31st. That was not, it was not, the hotel motel permit was not renewed annually. It did expire on December 31st. As of January 1st, they would have been operating without a license. I know that we sent a letter, it's dated June 22nd, which indicates that a notice of reminder was sent by our council clerk via certified mail on January 14th, 2026, advising them of the permit expiration. So the deadline had passed, notice was given. Receipt of the expiration of notice was confirmed via a telephone call with Mr. Petit and the council clerk at the office. Since that call, the deadline of March 1st, which is the same law that we have now versus then, is when they would become subject to appear before you regarding their permit. As it's written and was written then, you shall issue a fine for the operation without the permit. Shall meaning that you're required to issue a fine for the violation of operating without the permit within the respective time period. At the time of the letter, which was June 22nd, we had not yet received any of the information. I understand that you have since sent it. Ms. Michelle, can you please confirm all documents have been received at this time?
All documents have been received. I did instruct them to wait on paying the $100 fee because of I knew they would be fined, so I figured we could collect those at the same time. Everything they need to renew has been received.
Okay, so based on that, the fine cost is a maximum based on the number of rooms of the hotel or motel. In this case, it is over 101 rooms. So generally, the max fine per violation would be $500. You don't have to issue a maximum fine, and you don't have to consider every day of operation as a violation, although our ordinance does allow you to do so. This is the first time that they have missed the permanent registration, so my recommendation would not be that you consider a maximum fine or each date as a violation, although the ordinance allows you to if you so choose. In this case, you do have to issue a fine, but all permit requirements have been met and now provided, and this permit would only be good from now until December 31st, at which time it will expire and they will be required to renew again for next year. Any questions for me about notice?
What is the yearly fee?
The yearly registration is $100. 100. Yes, sir. So they still owe that $100 fee
Plus
for 2025 plus whatever fine you choose to issue. Again, it could be as little as $1, maximum of $500 per violation. If you want to consider January 1st to August 13th as a violation, the law allows it. I wouldn't recommend it.
My thoughts are, if it's a $100 yearly permit fee. We make the fine at $100 for the violation, because it is a first time violation. And we wanna be lenient, but we're required to assess a fine in equal to the year that they have not repaid their fine for. My recommendation, or my thoughts would be to fine $100 plus payment, required payment of the $100 permit fee for the year. And then that fee be renewed at the end of the year. Now, the fine might be a lot more the next round if they don't get it done in time, but at this point, I think we can show some leniency and like I said, try to work with it. That's,
I would agree with your assessment. My only recommendation for, if you were to motion for that fine amount, is that you include in your motion a deadline for payment of the $100 renewal fee as well as the $100 fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So basically, we're talking about $100 and $200,
yeah.
And that, can we put a deadline? I think it should be very soon.
Within 10 days.
Yeah, I think it should be fairly quick.
I would just, if I could make a recommendation, I would say it be at least, before our next council meeting, that way if something happens and it does not happen,
Yep.
and it does not get paid,
We can take
correct.
action. That sounds okay?
Just for the lot highway.
Yes, this is the lot in highway location.
And so I would just say that one violation would count from January 1st, 2026 until our next council meeting date, and that $100 fine would be due, as well as the $100 registration due by that date. Otherwise, it will be subject to an additional consideration of violation of continuing to operate without a permit.
Okay. I think we would be in favor. More than fair.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, so that being said, I have a motion by Mr. Crowe, second by Mr. Joseph, to go ahead and issue a fine of $100 in addition to the required fee that was for the license itself that was not done on January 1st. And it must be paid before the next council meeting, which is August 27th. So that will cover January 1st to August 27th. Everybody's good with that?
Yes.
Ms. Candace, are you good with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that, with that being said, I'm gonna open the machines to vote for approval on that item I just stated. That motion passed.
Thank you, council.
All right, thank y'all. Moving to item B, S Investments LLC, DBA OYO Hotel, Highway 1 South, different location. 3051 Louisiana Highway 1 South, Ware, Louisiana, 70767, appearing for operating without a valid permit for West Baton Rouge Parish Ordinance Section 50 through 130 and Ordinance 12 of 2026, and requesting permit issuance for new application requests. Yes, sir, this is a public hearing. I'm gonna open that public hearing up. Go ahead.
All right, Raj Patel for Oyo Hotel on Highway 1. I actually paid the fee before the deadline. My issue is the property taxes. Because it has been adjudicated, I have been having a heck of a time trying to get a hold of the company, trying to, make the payment arrangements with them and make the payments. Spoke with Mr. Chance in the past also. He gave me the phone number, the address. Again, nobody has been able to get a hold of them. I haven't been able to get a hold of them. Mr. Hunter from the tax collector's office I spoke to him. He himself told me this morning, in fact, that he's been trying for 2 years, trying to get a hold of somebody. So I need assistance trying to figure out who I need to contact to resolve that issue and then get that moving forward. You might have received a call from Mr. Hunter, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's a tricky one because he does not own the land. It's adjudicated to the parish, and the last landowner is LA Property Management LLC. So the property taxes are obviously delinquent, and so if someone were to pay it, it would not go back to S Investments. The ownership goes back to LA Property. So they are technically the one who have the responsibility to pay the property taxes, and property taxes being a requirement for one of these permits. So it honestly, this is my opinion and Hunter's opinion as well, that in of itself is a civil matter between them two. They own the land, he operates business on it, that's civil. We're just here, say it pretty simply, we don't care who pays the taxes, pay the taxes and for the property. So I hope that clears up a little bit of that.
Question for legal here. Is there any way that they could potentially, whatever taxes that are owed, set up, make payment to an escrow account and it'd be put in escrow?
That question was not posed to me in advance, and I.
No, I'm sorry. And you know what? We just thought of it. We're both sitting right here on the side of each other. I leaned over to him and asked him.
So I would have to table that question and get back to you,
Okay.
after I do some research, because I'm very limited in my tax expertise. I don't know the answer to that
Okay.
at this time, but I'll certainly look into it.
Okay.
To assist.
And I apologize for putting you on the spot. Like I said, we just both thought of the same thing and leaned over to each other.
Not my area of expertise, I would have to research it to answer your question.
All right, thank you.
An additional question, I know we're talking about property taxes, but there's also occupational license, there's sales tax, and I'd like to know if those are caught up first too.
No.
So he's got like 3 or 4 items.
Yes. So the sales taxes, they have been filed but not been paid due to lack of revenue. And I personally am involved in 4 different Hurricane Ida lawsuits, so I've been having to juggle finances between the hotels that I have here in Metairie and Slidell. It has been a little tough. I have filed it, just not paid it. I was hoping that I can get some sort of a payment plan structure on it where I can pay probably $4,000 or $5,000 a month and get caught up on that, as soon as possible. Occupational license, the $2 per room, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I did pay that when I came to pay the $100 last year.
That wouldn't be paid to us.
No, it was the other office on the side.
I don't have anything.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
have anything from them showing paid on occupational licenses.
I can go and take care of that tomorrow, that's not a problem.
Okay, all right.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
You finished, sir?
Yes, sir.
You had anything else?
No, sir.
We may get you back up, because this is a public hearing. I'd
Understood.
ask If there's anybody from the public would like to speak, comment on this item? I have no one from the public. We'll get you back up if we got some questions.
All right.
I'm gonna close the public hearing and open up discussion to the council itself. Kristen?
So this one is a little different than the last one. Mr. Rouge Patel, did properly renew his permit. He
Right.
paid his renewal fee and he completed all the documentation that was required at the time. His permit was not issued because at the time we were also notified of the occupational license was not provided, property tax issues, sales tax issues, and we started looking into that in an attempt to assist him in getting things cleared up before our law changed. So although he technically operated without the permit from January until now, it was because of us. And so I do not think that he should be subject to a penalty for that, because technically he met the requirements of our ordinance as it stood on December 31st. However, the issues that arose based on his renewal and the information that was provided led us to rewriting our ordinance to what it is today, which does require that you have an occupational license, all property sales taxes be up to date. So I do not believe that from January until now, there should be any sort of fine for his operating without a permit, because again, technically, he did renew in time and was legally met the thresholds of our requirements for the time. However, I will advise him that come on December 31st, when it's time to renew for the next one, that would be the deadline of the expiration of this current permit, when it should be go ahead and issue it. He would not be eligible based on the property taxes, sales taxes, and occupational taxes not being up to par. At that point, after having received notice from, I think it was December 1st of last year when he filed his application, he was notified. He was also notified again on January 14th, and he signed for that notice on January 17th. He also received this letter on June 22nd. He is now presenting in front of the council for notice again. I would believe that he has subsequent adequate notice of the new ordinance changes and the requirements, and therefore, as of January 1st, if he does not meet the requirements, he will be operating without an occupational license. He will be operating without a hotel motel permit, at which time I would say that those violations would be subject to a higher penalty than we issued today, based on the notice and having a year to kind of get his finances in order. Again, I do not recommend a fine for the operation without a license from January to now, because technically he needs for a permit, but I would consider that, again, he be aware that it will expire December 31st if he did not meet the requirements, if he doesn't get them up to date. So I know you were talking about getting on a payment plan and a civil liability issue with another organization. I would suggest you hire an attorney, a civil attorney. We can't give free legal advice. I can't give you free legal advice. So that's kind of where I stand on that one. It's a little different than the last one.
Other than if it's not, if everything is not cleared up with the taxes and we can't reissue a permit come January 1st, then at that point, the council would have the ability to, deny the permit at that time, and he wouldn't be able to open. He wouldn't be allowed to stay open, based on not having a valid permit.
So I think for now, the permit that was applied for the year of 2025 should be issued based on his meeting the requirements. For 2026. That's 2026. For 2026, that be issued, and that he just be put on notice of the law change requirements, and that he would not be eligible as he currently stands for renewal. If he does not get renewed next year, not only will he be subject to a fine for operating without a permit, if we then deny the permit based on the ineligibility, he would not be able to apply for 1 year from that denial, which means he would have to shut his doors.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, continue.
I can take care of the occupation license tomorrow. I'll be caught up on the sales taxes before December 31st. As far as the property taxes is concerned, I have zero objections to escrowing the property taxes to show a good faith, but I don't know how to. I can't get a hold of anybody. I know Mr. Chance, I don't know if you've tried. Yeah, so
We're not gonna get involved in that.
Yeah.
We can't get involved with that one.
And I understand.
And I think that's probably a question for the sheriff's department.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sheriff's Office.
I'll reach out to them tomorrow to see what can be done.
Yeah, and,
I mean, I do think a good faith effort would show
Yeah.
intentions towards moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the law allows us to.
I'll be here first thing tomorrow morning to take care of the occupation license and probably pay off half the sales taxes.
and just to add a little haste to your timeline, next year, June, I believe it's 12th, my memory serves me right, will be the 3-year time frame that the property owner has to redeem the property, being LA Property Management, not you, of course. And then after that, it can be put into the process of adjudication sale. So you would lose the opportunity to have redeem all this.
Sheriff's Office to talk about that?
I'm sorry?
Have you gone to the Sheriff's Office?
I've only spoken to them over the phone. I have not.
Clear any tax sale issue.
Yeah, but even like I said, I spoke with Mr. Hunter. Even he hasn't.
No, show up to the Sheriff's Office. That's where you pay your local property tax. Even after they've gone to the Sheriff's sale, the tax sale starts.
Okay, so I mean, will they?
He doesn't own the land. He wasn't the last owner. I don't know how it works because I'm not in the sheriff's office. Whether he can go walk in, whether he can go walk in and say, "I'm gonna pay this for LA Property Management." Yeah, so he doesn't own the land. Yeah, I mean, he'll take the money. I assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's something you're gonna have to work out.
All right,
We
all right.
can't get that stuff, yeah. We can issue.
No funds and approve, yeah.
Raise motion to approve, no penalties.
Thank you.
Motion by Mr. Hunter, second by Mr. Lane.
Thank you.
Go ahead and approve this, no fines, no penalties. Voting machine to vote for approval. That motion passed. Move to item 17, correspondence report. Ms. Michelle.
Sir, the next planning and zoning meeting is for, August 18th, and our next planning is, our next council meeting is for August 27th.
All right, thank you. Have a motion by Mr. Lang to adjourn.